Pastor Ken, it's good to see you this morning.
Yeah, man. Good to see you too, John.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm sure excited about the fall. My kids are going back to school. We're getting back into gear. Summer's over, and I understand same things happen at the church.
Man, it's exactly right, John. And I will have to tell you that the fall, the month of August, is really, really a busy time for the church. It's an exciting time because a lot of stuff's gearing back up. We've taken a little different path during the summer. We've done some different things. And so now we're getting back into our regular routine, and we've got small groups kicking off. We've got extreme kicking back up, and fusions kicking off. So yeah, August is going to be an exciting time. There's going to be a lot of good stuff going on, man. People want to get involved.
If one is new to the church, they got to have a family, they have kids. We're the best place to start to get plugged in.
Yeah, and what a great question. And I'm glad you asked that specific question, because here's what would happen if I were new to the church and I didn't really know quite how it worked and that kind of thing. It could be a little bit confusing. So this is a great chance to kind of explain that. If you're new to the church, what we do on our Wednesday night format is we have a huge high school service plan, very relevant to students, and that's at 7 o'clock at our Highway 154, our Thomas Crossroads campus, in the main auditorium. At the same time, we have a service that's relevant to middle schoolers called Extreme. They meet out in the hangar, which is just on the same campus, but in two different buildings. And so that starts at 7 o'clock as well. Now, if you have a high schooler or a middle schooler, you can also be a part of an adult small group at the Thomas Crossroads campus. So you just take your kid to the hangar, or either send them into the auditorium, and then you just go upstairs, and somebody greets you upstairs. And then I think they start off in room 208.
Okay.
And then we've got probably a dozen small groups that are meeting upstairs at 208 on Wednesday night. Some of those are men's groups.
Okay.
Some of those are women's groups. And then some of those are couples groups. So whatever works for you. It's easy to get plugged in if you have a high schooler or a middle schooler. Now,
child care as well.
Child care.
Yep.
And we have activities for children at the Thomas Crossroads campus as well. Now, if you don't have middle schoolers or high schoolers, you might want to stay away from Thomas Crossroads campus. And so you would come over to our Sharpsburg campus.
Okay.
And because we have an opportunity for people to get into a small group very quickly, very easily. We start off in the main auditorium as a large group, and then we divide up into small groups. They're the same small groups every week. And so all you have to do is show up, and we will explain to you how you find a group, and then we will connect you to a group. And you might want to visit several different groups before you really land in one particular small group.
What if one's family says, we come to church on Sunday morning, that's good for us, we feel like that's enough? Why? And I hear this all the time. It's one. Why the big push on small group? What's the big deal about we go to church on Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Why do we need to do the additional plug in?
Yeah. Well, the first answer is because the Bible teaches it, and
Yes.
so the Lord knows that we need two different types of church expression or experience. One is we need to experience church in a large group where we largely worship and are taught or fed God's word, but then we also need to be in a small group where relationships are built. John, you have talked about this before, that a church is not a crowd. A church is people, and it's relationships. And so you want to be a part of a small group so that you're cared for, so that you're encouraged, so that you're prayed for, so that people know who you are. And so being a part of a church in the large group only is just half of what God has in store for our spiritual growth. So you definitely want to be in a small group. Now, we do have some small groups that are not on our midweek. We have a lot of groups that meet in homes all throughout our community at different times. We have some groups that meet for men on Thursday morning at 7 o'clock at our Sharpsburg campus. We also have some groups that meet for women at 9 o'clock at our Sharpsburg campus. And then we also have some groups at Thomas Crossroads campus on Sunday morning at 10:30. In fact, I believe you're in one of those groups.
We are. We love it. And that they know when we're our ups and downs, and they're family to us. And that's what we love. That of course the pastoral staff loves us, but we feel the hands and feet of Jesus with that small group, knowing our baby's not sleeping well in life, and living life with them. That's what we enjoy.
Yeah, and you said it. That's perfect, John. That's great. So so this is a great time to find a small group to be a part of. And you know what? Even if you can't make it every time, that's okay. Come as much as you can. A lot of people travel and are real busy, and life's hectic. So it doesn't mean you have to be there every week. So don't let that be an excuse. Find a small group to plug into.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Pastor Ken. Looking forward to the fall.
Thanks, John.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.